Hey yo, welcome back to 10-5 Plays. It's your boy 10-5 back with this video. So check it. There's a lot of these Switch games that I played that I noticed nobody else was. And I felt like these games were actually really good. You know what I'm saying? There are some of them, like, I sat and thought about it, months after I played it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like they deserve a time to shine. So this video is going to be about 10 underrated, or better yet, 10 underappreciated games that I've played on the Nintendo Switch that I want y'all to check out. So let's start with number 10. This game is called A Short Hike. Now, A Short Hike is a small game with a lot of heart and personality. I heard good things about it, so I picked it up and it was really fun. It's kind of like Zelda-esque and Animal Crossing-esque. More so Animal Crossing-esque. You have a great amount of freedom, and the characters that you run into, they're full of charm. It's fun going to different locations. It's fun finding ways to get places you couldn't get to before. Yet you don't feel like that pressure, like you just kind of chill out and you do your thing. And not only that, the game is cheap, bruh. Definitely check it out, bruh. Now, alright, even I kind of wrote this game off at first because I didn't know what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? But this game is called Morphite. I believe this came out relatively early in the Switch's life cycle, which is cool, but it actually opened me up to checking out more indie titles. Before I had a Switch, I had an Xbox One, and I didn't play any indie games or a lot of games in general. I had an Xbox. So this was my first one, and it had a distinct charm about it. It's not Call of Duty, like, that's a cool thing though. Like, exploring was fun, everything kind of felt like a mystery. It was somehow a very calm game to play, and I always think back fondly about it. You travel to different planets, you scan things, you fight some monsters. It's relatively chill, but it's still pretty involved. Next is a game called Lifeless Planet. This is gonna be a hard sell when you look at it. I mean, it wasn't for me. I don't know. I forgot what the trailer looked like. Maybe I'll play it in this video, but it's not a crazy pretty game, but it's an enjoyable one. I don't want to steer anyone into this game like it's a masterpiece, because it's not, but it was engaging, difficult at points because of the puzzles. Like, it's not just wandering around. You actually have to solve situations, problems, whatever. You discover a lot, and the platforming is actually really well done. It's a pretty well done game. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's definitely worth checking out. Now, next up is a super slept on game. It's called Mulaka. Now, this game, it felt like a unique one. It's an indie title that it definitely could have used some more polish, especially with the combat, but other than that, it was solid. It was a beautiful game. It was fun, it was engaging. You know what I'm saying? The abilities you get throughout the game are incredible. It had great boss fights, it had a great story, it had a great ending. You know what I'm saying? It was a beautiful game. Like, not beautiful graphically, but the personality presented by the art style was impressive. You gain different abilities through the game to keep everything engaging and fun. You know what I'm saying? It can drag at some times, you know what I mean? But it kind of brought me back to games around like 2002 where everything wasn't AAA or trying to be AAA, but it still delivered a fun experience. It is definitely underappreciated for what it was and for what it was bringing to the table. With a lot of these games on the list, I feel like if they don't see it from a big publisher, it's not like, it doesn't look like Resident Evil Village, graphic wise. People are like, I ain't playing that. It's definitely worth it. Y'all should definitely check it out. Now, this one is fun. It's simple, it's not crazy, it's just fun. It's called Horizon Chase Turbo. Now, it does look like shovelware at first glance, but it's definitely not. It's almost like those classic racing games from the N64. Kind of like Pole Position, so it's an arcade racer. And there's a Batmobile in it, I saw that. It's designed that way, yet it still looks unique itself. It's polished, it's fun. And as someone who doesn't play racing games except for very, very, very few, like Mario Kart and whatever, Fast RMX, I gotta say, this game is solid. It's tons of fun, it's highly, highly underappreciated. I think there's a mobile version too, but playing on the Switch is fantastic. The controls are great. You really get into the races too. It feels so good to win. You know what I'm saying? Especially the tracks where there's like no gas and you're gonna run out every 5 seconds. That's fire. The next game on the list you actually might have heard about. It's called Starlink. I picked this up for about $5 at Best Buy, and it came with the game, like the cartridge. some Joy-Con grip that you connect like pieces to a ship to. Like the ship was on top of the Joy-Con grip, and it scanned in the ship and let you use it in the game, which was actually pretty cool. I eventually lost it or put it somewhere and don't feel like getting it, so I don't really play it with that. You know, I don't generally play these types of games, to be honest, like the flying around space type of games, but I saw the price and I saw that Star Fox was playable on the Switch version, and the game was a lot better than people gave it credit for. I mean, I don't think people were like, oh, it's trash, but it was actually really good. It's really fun, man. You don't need all the bells and whistles. You don't need the ship Joy-Con grip or all that. Just the game, you're gonna have a good time. Fee. F-E. Bruh. Nobody talks about Fee. No one talked about it when it came out either. Like, it's such a shame. I got it originally because I thought the trailer I saw was beautiful. It oozed personality. You know, I eventually got it and I played it continuously until I finished it. Like, I couldn't put it down. The main character is kind of adorable too. You know what I'm saying? You get a lot of different powers, so you can interact with the environment differently. You can interact with some plants. It's all about sound, and you can adjust the pitch to do different things. You can use it to communicate with animals, so you can work with them. I'm pretty sure the game got mixed reviews, but from my experience, it was an amazing time, and this game is super underappreciated. Now, this game I also think a lot of people heard about. It's called Rime. Now, it's Rime's own fault that it's underappreciated. They showed the trailer for this game for the Switch, and it looked gorgeous. It looked super fun. Immediately brought out Zelda vibes. You know, there's gonna be puzzles, exploring, you know, little creatures you could follow around, this and that. And then the game came out and it looked like doo-doo. It played like doo-doo, and it was a disaster. And at the price, it just wasn't a good option. Like, why release trash and think someone would buy it? Like, it was so vastly different than what the trailer showed. It kind of felt disrespectful when it released. And I passed on it, bruh. However, they fixed a ton of the issues. And I decided to pick it up eventually, and you know what? The game was fantastic. It had me in my bag, bruh. Like, the puzzles were engaging, the environments were unique, the game was gorgeous, and there was genuine challenge, and you definitely wanted to see the story through. I'm not gonna give away the plot, but it's actually pretty deep, and they did a great job with bringing out the emotions in the game. And the big shout out to the music too. The music is fantastic. A lot of these games had great soundtracks, man. It was everything that I hoped it would be after seeing that trailer for the first time. But they botched it on release, man, and it was so bad on the system, I can't blame anyone for passing on buying it because there was no excuse, but it's there, it's fantastic, and it is definitely underappreciated thanks to itself. Now, the next game was so good that I actually did a video on this before, praising it. This game is called The Last Campfire. Now, bruh, this game was beautiful. It was charming. It was creative. Even a little emotional. I mean, not for me because I don't have no feelings, bruh. But to other people, it was probably a little emotional. I can see what they were trying to do there. It had some very inventive puzzles and interesting characters too. Like, the character designs were amazing. And the game was cute. Like, you walk past one of your dead comrades and you see the little skeletons there, and I don't know, I thought it was cute, bruh. You know what I'm saying? But every time I think back on this game, I think it was so fire, man. And the story actually has twists and turns that I wasn't even expecting. You know what I'm saying? The narration is nice, like it felt like a nice little storybook going on. You know what I mean? Yet no one made a peep about it. Bro, this game is so underappreciated, bro. It's crazy. It definitely deserves its flowers. I hope you watch the video I did on it and definitely check it out. You know what I'm saying? Because the game is fantastic. Now, 2 quick honorable mentions, and then we'll go to the last game. 1, Astral Chain. Astral Chain sold very good on the Switch, so I don't think it was underrated as much as I think it was underappreciated. I feel like enough Switch owners didn't experience the game, and I don't know what it is. Maybe I thought maybe it was because of the way it looked, but I feel like more people definitely should have gave the game a chance instead of thinking it was like something generic, because it's not. Astral Chain was fire, and it's something that I honestly believe every single Switch owner deserves to play. The game is fantastic. I don't care if it's $60 or not right now. Buy Astral Chain and play it. If you are a Nintendo Switch owner, play Astral Chain. It is fire. Second honorable mention, Batman the Telltale series. Both of those little games. I don't play Telltale games. I didn't know what Telltale games were about. And when I found out what they were about, I really didn't want to play the games. But I'm a Batman fan, obviously, and that suit was fire. So it was on sale one day and I got it, and oh my god, I had no idea that the game was gonna be such fire, bruh. Not only was the story fire, but it was just fire going through it. Like, actually playing the game was fun. Like, I thought you could just watch the clips on YouTube and that's it, but that's really not the experience. You really gotta play this game. I didn't include it on the actual list because I don't know how great it sold after the company went under, but Batman Telltale like didn't make any money. Like, they didn't make any profit off of this game. That's how bad it did. And it's a Batman game. It's definitely not really underrated because people who did play it, especially in the comic book community, thought it was fire, and they kind of hold it up to it on a pedestal. So it does get its flowers, but you know, from the sales figures, it didn't. So you know what I'm saying? Check it out if you didn't. It's fire. And now the last game. The last game y'all need to check out, bruh. The Tourist. If you've been sticking to this channel for a while, you would have seen me gushing about this game when the first trailer dropped. The blocking aesthetic of the world, it was beautiful. And there was a mystery behind a slew of fun activities and wonder. Like, come on, man. There was even an actual functioning arcade in the game. Like, it looked like it had a version of Fast RMX in it too. Like, what? And it's fully playable? That's insane. The game's insane. You had so much freedom. There was so much to do and so much to see, man. It's crazy. You see the bigger mystery unfolding as you get involved in more puzzles, but the game was so engaging in so many ways. Like, I immediately wanted a sequel, like right now. I'm gonna try to link the video I did on here. I don't know how to do all that, but this game should be remembered as a must-have game for the Switch that people couldn't stop talking about, yet no one did. More people cry for Disney Plus or Spotify on the Nintendo Switch gaming system than they talk about The Tourist. That's a travesty, bruh. Highly underappreciated, highly underrated. The game is fire. It is a great game. Great game. And it's one you can pick up, play, and close. You don't have to feel like oh, I can't be on the move playing this game, because you can. The game is fire. Play the game. Alright, y'all, that's my list. You know what I'm saying? I definitely recommend checking these games out. This video will probably go unappreciated too, so props to the 24 or so people who check this out. You know what I'm saying? Let me know in the comments if any of these interest you, or if you played one and you had thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I'd love to hear it. Thank you guys for watching. I love to see it, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one, alright? Peace.